Welcome everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Vous savez, on est très bilingue ici au Canada, hein. Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, Coach Verse again. Mais je vous propose, je vous avais dit, je sais qu'il y en a qui n'ont pas cru. Je sais qu'il y en a beaucoup qui n'ont pas cru. Je sais qu'il y en a beaucoup qui se sont dit que lui, là, il a dit, il nous a mis ce petit vélo sans frein. Mais vous voyez ça. Il faut toujours croire. Qui croit a cru et puis l'a vu. Mais aujourd'hui, je vous propose quelque chose de très intéressant. C'est le début d'une bonne série. On va essayer de quand même découvrir des entrepreneurs, entrepreneuses de la région Ottawa-Gatineau, mais aussi de Montréal, parce que je trouve qu'il y a vraiment beaucoup de talent ici. Et souvent, on n'a pas forcément cette même, like, the same coverage. Donc aujourd'hui, je vous présente quelqu'un qui m'est très cher, Pegga. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine. I know that you said that you were shy. Il disait qu'il était timide, mais j'espère qu'avec les questions, tu auras la possibilité de pouvoir justement te partager avec nous cette expérience-là de vie même que tu as depuis que tu as grandi en tant que tel, et aussi qu'est-ce qui a pu un peu t'inspirer à justement prendre les routes que tu as décidé de suivre.
Okay, bien sûr.
Ready?
Ouais.
Awesome. So the first question that I have for you, can you please, and I think, je pense aussi tout le monde dans l'audience aussi aimerait savoir quand même. I'm sure you're gonna like discovering that guy. Just saying. Okay. But can you please tell us more about yourself and or your brand if you have
Yeah,
one?
for sure. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Pegga. Everybody who knows me, call me P. My brand, I'm a personal trainer or fitness coach, if people prefer. I recently just finished with my massage therapy degree, so I guess
awesome.
diploma. So now I'm just waiting to go do my exam, so I can fully be a licensed therapist. My brand my brand is mostly in the health side, right? I enjoy training people, right? I just love seeing the changes that I bring to clients, and it's always like, how can I say this? It's always amazing to see how much people get invested into themselves, right? And so that's why I like the fitness part, and that's why I make fitness my brand, right? Once I become a massage therapist, I want to kind of incorporate fitness into that aspect of treatment. So just to have just going and massaging, have more people do more active recovery, active movement, to speed up their recovery. And so, yeah, I guess my brand, if I were to like say something about it, would be like bound to health, because I believe that everybody deserves health. So that's where I'm really like going towards. Yeah.
Wow, non, c'est actually awesome, parce que je pense que souvent il y a aussi ce stéréotype, comme on le dit, hein, que non, ceux qui vont à la salle, c'est juste parce qu'ils veulent être musclés. C'est juste, c'est juste parce qu'ils veulent se préparer pour l'été. Mais je pense justement, c'est vraiment intéressant. It's really interesting that you said, and I'm happy to discover that, because I'm discovering also myself, like that portion of you that I find really, really nice, because it is true at the end of the day, it is well-being and it is health. And I love the brand, as you say, bound to health, because as we usually say, in a health, you have to have a healthy spirit in a healthy body, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So whenever your body is healthy, at that point, even in yourself, you feel a difference. You have a healthier mind to whenever you go to work and you have activities to do, you can tell that you're a bit more invested than take on your fatigue. So I really love that about you. And honestly, Chad, I'm discovering too, just being completely honest, which might bring me to the second question. You were very, very interested in the health portion of things for yourself, but for others, and also seeing the achievement that others can make with the proper follow up or to guidance or something. So what motivated, if you have to say, what motivated you to dive into fitness and become and say, what, health is like really important to me, and I want to be able to be there and like help other people in that instance.
Yeah, for sure. What motivated me? So, I think I was sort of active right before COVID. I should say I was active, going to the gym here and there, and then COVID took over, and a lot of things changed. Things were closed. You couldn't go anywhere. So me and my roommate were just staying in the house, and we started working out. Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got into working out, and then once the gym opened up, I was able to get membership at the gym. I paid for it fully because I didn't want to have to deal with this pesky month. I just pay for it.
It's like, see, I'm pushing P.
I just focus on just like working out and just like doing my thing. Like, no one actually worked, I should say. Right. That's just the way things were. I had certain I kind of just get it. COVID, I've just been starting training myself. I got into bodybuilding, and then being so close to the gym, and remember people that used to work at the gym, they're kind of like, oh, you get your license because you seem to love this and you're good at it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I got a personal training license. I got Paul Quinn personal training license. I don't think they exist now, but that's what I did at the time. And so with Paul Quinn, I got into it. I started getting clients, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, so I do love this, right? And then at first I thought I loved training myself, right? But then when you start training people, it's just so different, right? When you start realizing people actually listen to you and they respond to you, right? And I started realizing that I'm actually like good with people, because I was like someone who grew up not being good with people, right? I was just like introvert. I wasn't really a social person, but transitioning into the gym and just starting training clients, that helped me actually work on myself, right? So I was just starting to be more like the way I communicate became better, right? I pay more attention to my clients, to the details, to the little things, to like, oh, hey, I just noticed that you twitching that when the movement is, are you okay? Is everything okay? How do you feel about the movement? Can you give me feedback, right? So I really got invested into the training, into the clients, and that's just like from there, I'm like, wow, I cannot stop doing this. I'm going to keep going. So yeah, that's one thing. As I mentioned, I finished my degree in massage, right? From there, I just like prompted me to get into massage, because I was like, oh wait, fitness is this good. What else can I do in the health industry, right? Because again, I'm not going to be a doctor. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go massage, because a friend of mine was like, yo, you should definitely try massage because you're into it. I'm like, all right. So I went and I tried massage. I'm like, oh, this is actually nice. This is sort of like the hands-on part of massage is the area that I felt I was lacking in my treatment, right? So upon like that becomes more, how can I say this? They both became part of my treatment and my approach to my clients, right? What I learned, what I was learning about massage, and what my background in training for myself is kind of like put them all together. So whenever I do train my clients, I'm more conscious of like the movement, of like the pain levels that they may be feeling, if anything's uncomfortable, if anything. I just always ask them when we do a first set, it's like, hey, okay, how was that to you, right? Because I want to know how you're feeling in the moment. Do we need to adjust? Are you good to keep going, right? And so, yeah, that really just saying, starting from just COVID and just training myself, I started developing those skills, right? Those abilities I never knew I could have, right? And so that, and then just started training a lot more people, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, I do enjoy this, and people tell me, oh, you're good at it, you should definitely go for it. So I was like, okay, right, you know, uh, all the time, like we don't see a lot of time we don't see our own, how can I say this? A lot of time we don't see how good we are until someone else tells us we're good at it, right? Sometimes you need the hype of the outside to be like, yeah, you can actually do it, right? And then once you start seeing it, you're like, oh, okay, I can actually do it, right? So then just seeing that and having everybody tell me, oh yeah, you're actually good at it, seeing results that I brought to my clients, right? Even if it's just tiny results, it's just like them from not going to the gym to going once a day, right? Or not doing at all, to actually be consistent in their walk, in their diet, right? In their sleep, right? Because again, health, a lot of people just think like, oh, health is just going to the gym. No, health is just a lot more than that, right? And I think a good aspect of changing your health is starting at the gym. And I've noticed that, right? Again, personal example, one of my clients, who told me recently, actually today, I just had a session, and one of my clients was like, oh, went to see my doctor, and I have a clean bill of health, right? Prior to his previous interview at the doctor, checkup, was like, the doctor was like, yeah, you have to be careful, your blood pressure is too high, and all that stuff. And now he goes back again, and it's like,
everything is clean.
So we started like in January with him, right? And it's been 6 months now. I went to see his doctor. Doctor's like, yo, you're clean everywhere. Blood pressure is low, everything is good. I'm like, yeah, this is what I live for, man. This is why I'm like, yeah, I'm happy. And so I'd say,
wow. Damn. No, that's actually awesome. You said something that I found very powerful. That even me thinking about it, hearing you, is whenever you think about health, usually you'll think about the gym, or you'll think about, oh, my diet, or but for people to just put all together at the same time, it's easier said than done. Moi, je me rappelle quand j'ai commencé, when I started going to Anytime Fitness, au début, c'était I was getting back from like bad health like conditions. I was born like asthmatic, for example. So I've always tried like to take on faire beaucoup de sport. Je faisais du basket and everything. But going to the gym at first felt to me was like, oh, I want to be bulked or something. I want to. En fait, quand j'ai commencé justement, par exemple, at you realize at some point I was asking you like multiple questions. It's just genuinely I like learning. So I'm like, if I know someone that, for example, is in architecture, to come an architect, and I know shit, about, I don't know shit about architecture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I find that having those people that I can ask those questions to is like crossing a bridge that would have taken me maybe 4 years, going through that same training and all that to start having. So when I started the tu sais, comme quand on parlait, que des fois je disais, oh, you know, that's where I was trying to go. I remember you were giving me a certain advice. It's like I see the point of like the exercise that you're doing, but maybe try this and that, or maybe try doing cardio this way, and it literally just changed. Like aujourd'hui, tu sais, des fois j'entends des personnes qui me disent, oh, mais ça se voit que tu as maigri and you feel a little better in my body. Of course, I'm not a culturist like some. Mais tu sais, je sens la différence au niveau de mon corps. And I've stopped playing basketball for a year. You know what I mean? And I find that, et je trouve que c'est justement, c'est vraiment un très gros point que tu soulèves parce que it's beyond just, oh, I'm going to lift. Tu sais, il y a la petite là, il l'impressionné. It's beyond that.
Yeah.
Et je trouve que c'est vraiment beau de le dire comme ça because it's not a lot of people that say it this way. That might bring me to the next question that I might have. So that's my fourth one. And after that, we have only a last question after that chat. But my fourth one, which is, I think, a more interesting, un peu philosophique, knowing everything that you know today, life-wise, fitness-wise, health-wise, and all that, the choices that you made and where it actually led you to, would you do the same thing?
Knowing what I know now, choices I made.
That looks like a deep question.
Certain things I would do the same. Others I wouldn't. Right. Again, I think I would have gotten invested into fitness right away if I had known. Again, so, oh man, growing up, right? It's the lack of role models, right? The lack of people in the industry that do the things that I'm doing now wasn't there, right? So I have to be the one to, I guess, show myself how to do certain things, right? So for me, it's just that, yeah, if all transparency, I have to be transparent. The best, what I would have done differently is probably just not spend time going to university.
Yeah.
Right. So I did a degree in law, law and legal study at Carleton University.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I finished it and I was like, something is still missing. It's not really what I want to do. Now I have the knowledge of law and I know how things work, which is great. I still use it on a daily basis, right? And it kind of like helped me with the job that I currently have now as well too. But do I see myself doing it long term? Probably not, right? So then I was like, I got into fitness and I realized that, yo, this is where I want to be. This is what I'm rooted in. This is like, when I go to a gym, I'm happy. You know, it's like, it's a happy place, not just for me, but for many people. A lot of people like, oh, I'm in the gym, like, I can go to work, I feel tired, but it's not step in the gym, the energy just comes out of nowhere, right?
Well, Chad, that's the same thing from the cameraman. This brother be going to the gym at like the most random hours. I'm just saying.
People go at 2 a.m. and they still have a lot of energy to lift. It's like, oh, but you've been awake since 6 a.m. You go to the gym at 2 a.m. It's like, but it's still, right? And so that's one thing I wish I would have just gone straight, you know, into the fitness world right off as soon as I found out about it, right? And just starting doing a lot more posting and just start getting invested a lot more earlier on. I feel like then I would probably have a better success, right? Even now, I'm still like, I guess I'm still my fitness journey, right? A lot of people say, oh, you're intermediate, you're newbie, you're pro, you're expert. Well, honestly, the thing about fitness and health is that it's such it's so big, it's so wide, to the point where like you can't necessarily say you're pro at it because some new study is gonna pop up, some new way of doing a certain movement, although like everything has already been done, but it's always gonna be a new way to tweak, a new way to train, right? A new, right? Again, example, it was a lot of in-person training, and then now a lot of digital training, right? Virtual training, right? That's true. So that just shows how much fitness is changing, right? And so I wish one thing I would have done different that I do now is like just get into it earlier, right? Get into it earlier and probably do a lot more of online training. However, I like the one-on-one a lot because I get to connect with my clients, right? So that's one aspect that I would not do differently is keeping that one-on-one with my clients, right? Other things I would do differently is honestly think about it. Every choices I've made are choices that I've made, right? That have led me to the path that I am. I don't necessarily think that if I were to do things differently, I would be the same me that I am now, right? So it's like, and I'll be honest, I kind of like the me that I am now, and hopefully the me that I'll be tomorrow, and vice versa, and see it's sweet, right? So I feel like So yeah, certain things like just
Mhm.
I started going to law, just get into the health and fitness right away.
Mhm.
That's definitely something we change.
Mhm.
But everything else, like that's me.
That's
You
true.
know, so
That's
it's
well said.
kind of
No,
hard to
that's
change.
no. Wow. No, that's
Yeah.
actually well said. That's true. Because if you have done things differently, maybe you would have not be the Peter we know.
That's the thing, right? Maybe I
Mhm.
wouldn't even be into fitness if I had changed, right?
That's
However,
true.
when it just comes to fitness itself,
Mhm.
few things that honestly I would change is just probably just again maybe have an online clientele
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Mhm.
But again, I like the in person because it's just a one-on-one, creates a
Mhm.
good rapport. Because if you're training someone that you never see face to face, how can you really build that
Yeah,
rapport?
that
At the
report
end of
would
the
be
day, it's just you just see money coming in
yeah.
and pictures. Pictures send you money and pictures and say, oh, you've never met, you never shook a hand, right?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
that's one thing I don't like, but
Yeah.
also I understand the benefit of it, right?
Yeah.
Like freedom for both clients,
Yeah.
right?
That's
So
true.
being, oh, we have to meet every Monday at 10.
10.
No, a person can go whenever they're able to go to the
Mhm.
gym
Mhm.
and then train on the program that you've given them. And then,
Mhm.
you're also at your own time able to view the progress as well too whenever you're able to as well too. So that's one thing probably change, get into a little bit more of like online training as well too,
Mhm.
but also try to just keep that in-person
In that
training
in
because that's what
person.
you good create good rapport.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
true. That's a really good point because it's not the same thing. Whenever you see people like on the camera, and even just taking the example that you took for your client after that 6 month period, the 6 month period
Yeah.
with that report that like that health check that came completely clean. I don't think I think that maybe the experience would have been different if, for example, that was an online client,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you wouldn't have the chance to like have that conversation and get a little bit more personal. Because for people to also get more personal in any type of like counseling, if like psychology, I mean, you're a lawyer, you know what I mean, like,
I mean, no,
but for people to also for them to take unveil themselves to you, you need to be able to have that conversation. It's always easier like when it's in person. So I definitely get that from you. You see a lot of online create fitness people that also, I'm not criticizing in the sense that, oh, if you do it online, then that means that no. And I think that's what you highlighted. Having that online portion is actually awesome. It is
Mhm.
great. It doesn't change from the fact that also building the report in person is also an element
Yeah.
of success. This is actually, see, this is free game. I'm saying my fitness teacher
In
in
all
Ottawa.
like Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, Quebec. This is free game right there. I'm saying, au lieu d'aller payer la formation, combien de.
Okay,
Okay.
look, so that might like lead me to the last question that I might have, and I think that might be the one that a lot of people would actually will be very interested in. So, what advices would you have for people that share the same passion, or should they reach, and also should they reach out to you for like any advices, or like maybe talk to you about maybe the program that they're in, if you have like if you don't mind, like comme avoir un certain support en tant que tel,
Yeah.
like what the advice that you would give them, and what would be the best way for them to connect with you.
Okay, for sure. So I'll first start with the latter part of the question, which is where to connect with me. So you can connect me on IG. So my handle probably add on the screen somewhere.
Yeah, we'll have it. Don't worry,
Yeah.
don't
So
worry.
but my handle is underscore Pegga. So underscore
Mhm.
PEGGEA. You can always reach out to me. I always love to give free game. That's one thing I pride myself in. Is I don't like charging people for things that are free on the internet, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Depends. If it's taking my time to do research, then probably I'll charge you. But again, most most likely I won't, right? Because it's like a lot of people just don't have the time to go get information.
Yeah.
I know that I have the information, so
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. I'll give you the information. 'Cause
Mhm.
I don't mind. I don't. Not saying I don't care,
Mhm.
but it's just like for me, it's just like I don't lose time. I don't lose energy. I don't lose spirit by telling you, oh yeah, this is what you need to do. This is what you should change, things like that, right? Like for me, for the matter of fact, for me, just to help you. Right? I enjoy that for me. So yeah, if anybody has questions, just like shoot me like I guess a DM, anything like that, question or anything, especially when it pertains to fitness.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, even if you have a question about life, right, decision that you made, because I feel like in my younger days, I was a reckless kid, coming from the upbringing that I'm like, I had a good upbringing, I had a good family, not gonna lie, but it's also tough being an African kid growing up here in Canada.
That's true.
We have to talk about that part as well too.
That's true.
So it's
100%.
like
Yeah.
the teaching system is different, making friends a little bit different, right? You kind of like everything is just different from back home, right? So I feel like I've grown enough. I've made a lot of mistakes, terrible mistakes that even to this day, like I kind of regret making. I'm like, why would I even do that? I'm so stupid, you know? And now I feel like I'm at a level where like, okay, I can actually give advice to people who are actually going through things, because I've went through a lot of things. You know, I've lost people, you know, whether it's like friendship or even like through death. You know, I've lost a lot of people as well too. So if anybody has questions, be like, hey, look, I'm dealing with this. Can you help me out? I'm like, for sure. You know, I always love helping people because I mean that's what God made us. You know, call us to do as well to help each other out. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So. Be a disservice to not help you out. That means I think if I would help myself, then I'd have to help you out. But also, the first part of the question was, remind me again.
Oh yeah, for sure. That
I get into it.
No, for sure. No, that's true. No, that's
I
true.
told you I was
No,
shy,
but no, for
to
sure.
it,
I love
just
it. No,
like,
I love it. I love
yeah.
it about that because I can tell that you're getting a little more personal also in that. Really, I really want to thank you for that because I know it takes also a strong character to go not even going into the details. C'est quand tu parles, I can tell that you've been through multiple things in your life, and I think now it resonates more with me when you say all the choices that I made me who I am. You know what I mean? And that I love it about yourself. By the way, that's one thing I wanted to say, and we're gonna go back to it after that question for sure. But you're gonna see his IG. You're gonna see that he's maybe wearing a triple XL because you're gonna see the difference, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's what them niggas were talking about. Mais je te redonne la première partie de la question, and I'll have a bonus question for you after that because of something that you said that was very powerful. But the first part of the question was, what advices would you have for people that share the same passion that you have?
If you share the same passion, is honestly, don't be shy, get started. Like, if you think, so one of my problem, not my problem, but one of my, I guess, challenge that I have is that I feel like, oh man, I have a friend who's like, oh, post all the time. I'm like, yeah, everybody does the posting. I don't want to be another person that does the posting. Everybody does the posting. Like, what I'm going to share online, everybody is already sharing it, right? But that's my fault, you know? Like, my advice to you is even if someone's already doing it, do it, right? Because that's going to, maybe you might do something different than they're doing, and you catch, you know, people catch you and they don't catch them, right? So like, whatever you think of doing, if like, especially in the fitness world, if you're like, oh, I'm going to get into fitness, I'm going to start, just start, right? Start. Like, the worst thing that you can do for yourself is not starting. So for me, biggest advice I'd say, start. Just go for it. Don't worry about, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. No, take the first step, right? And then every step leads to another step, right? And that's just gonna keep going until you be like, okay, cool. Now what's the next step? Do I go lateral? Do I go left, right? And when you get to that point, then you make another decision. Be like, okay, cool, I'm going this way, and just keep taking a step without stopping until you get to the point where like, okay, I'm happy where I'm at, the results I've done, the choice I've made, and that's pretty much you'll be happy, right? There's nothing. You lose more if you don't do it than you would lose if you do it. You miss
100% of the shots
that
you don't take.
That's true. That's
true.
That's literally it. So just go for it. Don't be shy about whatever. And then also, like, if you have those naysayers, those negative, those negative sallies or whatever they call, just don't listen to them, right? A lot of people. Right now, lately I've been a lot more spiritual, right? Like, so this is what I'm gonna say is like a lot of people's demons get irritated by your holiness, right? So it's like,
man, you gotta say it louder for the people at the back. Right?
So if you hear all those people in your ear telling you, oh no, I don't think you should do this, I don't think you should do that, like I said, people's demons get irritated by your holiness. Just cut them off. Be like, nah, forget it. I'm gonna go that route because I'm 100% sure. At the end of the day, rather you do it, right, because you want to and you fail, than not doing it, and then you see someone else succeed and you blame your friend for not doing it, right?
That part right there.
So it's if someone tells you, oh, you shouldn't do it, be like, nah, I'm still gonna do it because you failed. At least I failed, right? You don't want to ruin a friendship because you decided this is your friend who told you not to do it, and then someone else did it. You see, that could have been me. It's your fault, right? So that's what I'd say. So just quick recap: just do it. If you gotta, start
Nike.
Just do it.
I hope you heard that, Nike. Just do it. I'm saying no, but you're
just do it. And people are saying no, still just continue. Find out what's at the end of the road. And if you and trust me, by the end of it, even if you don't make it wherever you wanted to make it, you'll be happy that you took that first step because you have grown. So that's what I'd say.
I think that the sentence of that interview that I want to take back, and I think you have to say it again. But you said, people's demons get irritated by.
Your holiness.
Damn,
Yeah.
man, that was deep. Did you get that? Did you get that? That was deep. I'm like, wow, okay, that's no. I'm spiritual, so when you say it, that resonates a lot with me, and I'm sure that it will resonate with a lot of people. And I know that question, as I said, it's a bonus question, but you said something that was very powerful, and we have to talk about that part. Usually, Coach Verse, we talk about a lot of things in culture, also in community, and one thing that you said is being an African in the fitness world. That's a question that you made me think of. How would you describe it?
Oh wow, that's a
big question.
No one ever asked me that, being African in the fitness world. I think there's a lot that plays into it. One thing is, again, African genetics. Right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest question. I think there's a TikToker who talks about different genetics for bodybuilding or for whatever sports, right? Again, even in Africa, we're so diverse, right? That's why a lot of African countries excel in like 400-meter sprint, right? Or long jump, right?
True.
As opposed to other countries, And so I feel like Africans in sports or in the fitness world is also something that's also very not, I can say, spoken about, right?
Yeah,
Because a lot of athletes are mostly those that get the recognition of all out not white, right? And so I personally, I'm happy to see a black person in the fitness world, right? Because the more of us, the more of us that show up, the more light there is, right? The more spotlight there is on us, right? As opposed to just one person. True. So like for anybody who's black and to feel something, yo, just do it, right? And that's another thing too that I think back is that when I kind of like got into massage, right? One other thing was like, okay, first of all, I'm a black man getting into massage, right?
Yeah.
Which is most like dominated by white and Asian people, right?
That's true.
So I'm like, okay, how's that gonna work?
For
but
me,
I realized that, like, yo, I still have people that look just like me who will come to my services, right? Because again, a lot of people be like, oh yeah, black people don't usually do a lot of things like this, like massage and stuff like that. But then once you're in it, you talk about I'm a massage, you're like, oh yeah, you massage, for sure. I definitely hit you up. People like me are into it, right? So I'm like, if you think that, oh, I'm black and there's no one else in the fitness, well, no, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
Just go for it, man. Just more so you than anybody else. Don't be afraid to just do it. You'll find peers, you'll find people. The more you're into it, you'll start realizing there's more people into that look just like you into the fitness world, right? So yeah, that's what I would say. And I think there's definitely more to say into it. But like, I'll just leave that here. Like, yo, just if you're black and you want to get into fitness, definitely get it. And plus, your genetics already top tiers.
I'm just saying.
Not to speak down on anybody's genetics, but it's you already have an advantage, right? Same way like white people have an advantage when it comes to swimming as well too, just because of remember someone talking about having like long arms and the way the body structure is, so they have advantages in certain sports as well too, and so does black people and Asian people as well too, right? And your genetic makeup, if you do your body structure, you have advantage in certain sports, certain fields, right? And so, like, if you want to get into fitness, do it. Whether it's sprinting, whether it's running, do it, because already most likely you'll have the advantage for that sports that you're looking to get into, right? Just genetically as well too, which is it's a known. It's not like, oh, it's a racist thing. No, it's a known thing where like, oh, black people would excel a lot more in this type of sports because of their genetic makeup, right? So genetics is a thing. Is a thing, right? There's science behind it. There's so research is behind it, definitely. So just go for it. Go more so. We need more black fitness influencers, I should say, right? Locally here, because everybody sees on the States. Everybody sees in the States, but more like locally here, like in the city, we need more black fitness influencers to come out. And also like the competition, right? The market is unsaturated. Like, I feel like, in all honesty, maybe I'm rambling a little too much, but there's always this like feeling like there needs to be a competition amongst us black people. Like, we gotta stop. That's one thing we have to stop.
I agree
with
you.
There's no competition. 100%. For me, that's what I would say. I'm happy if my brother's doing the same thing as me. If he's doing it better, that's cool. I have something to learn from him, right? So for me, it's like there's no competition among us. At the end of the day, we all want to strive. We want to thrive. So like, just go for it. You'll meet more people who looks like you in that influencer space, and just start your own thing. Be like, train, coach, like, get along with every other trainer, because again, that's one of the questions I had a client ask me, like, do you know any other trainer that can train me? But in my head, I'm like, I don't really know any other trainers that can help you, right? Especially like that looks like me. I don't know if I can give you to another trainer because I don't know any, right? So it'll be nice to know more people that are black like me. Be like, oh yeah, this person's a trainer, this person's a trainer, this person's a trainer. Again, my client, I know the type of personal trainer that they rather be comfortable with, right?
Mhm.
So again, so I'm like, okay, cool. If I find someone, definitely I'll send them your way. But right now, I don't know anybody, and
Yeah,
that's because of the
definitely.
lack of, especially locally, the lack of Black fitness influencers or trainer in the field.
In the
So
field.
we
Wow.
need more of us,
Of us,
to be
yeah.
fair.
Well, Black entrepreneurs, Black fitness trainers that are in Ottawa, even beyond that,
Mhm.
fitness trainers in Ottawa. I've had a conversation with him recently, and like we were talking again about how there's not much to do in Ottawa and all that.
Yeah.
I tried to see the she told me something, and all hail to her. She knows who she is, and she told me something that day that struck my head. She said, "Tu peux le voir, le verre soit à moitié plein ou à moitié rempli."
Mhm.
If there's not much to do in Ottawa, that means that there's a lot of things that can be created.
That's wow. Yep. That's true. I never saw it like that. I never
Like
saw it. Yeah.
zero
Yeah. Yeah.
competition. Like
Mhm.
everyone complains about how there's nothing to do, but create something to do
Mhm.
then, because
Yeah.
the moment you're going to create it, most likely people are going to watch it or come and join a certain point because there's not no one else that is doing it the same way you're
Yeah.
doing it.
100%.
So that was all L to her for that, and I want to thank all of you. I know it's the first time. Thank you for coming. Merci beaucoup, P. It
Thank you
was
for having me.
pleasure is mine. It was really nice get diving into who you are as a person, your brand, and I hope, as I usually say, I call people connect with him. Honestly, he's a very, very, very nice guy. I've known you for a couple. I think more. I started going. It was COVID when I
Mhm.
started going out very often to Anytime Fitness. So it's been 4 years maximum.
Yeah.
But in 4 years, honestly, the person that I've discovered was an amazing person. So afficher ses réseaux, vous allez pouvoir aller voir, aller le suivre. T'avais des questions, go slide in the DMs. I'm just saying. On va afficher ça.